Well, this has been an absolutely insane few days in the world and politics and the stock market. So many people are still freaking out. Democrats are freaking out. But those of us who know what's going on, those of us who know Trump's end goal, his strategy, we're doing just fine because we know that in just a few months, everyone is finally going to wake up to exactly the strategy and the deeper core meaning behind what Trump is doing. And actually, I have something to show you guys here. Probably the best explanation that I have seen about Trump's true end goal with all of these tariff negotiations, and it is absolutely genius. And we're going to get into it. We're going to show you what's going on. A lot of things have happened today. China has responded. Trump has responded. Other countries are starting to cave. It's really a thing of beauty. So let's get right into it. My name is Clayton Kearns from TrendingPolitics.com. Please, please, please subscribe to this channel because we are keeping you updated with every single thing going on. And make sure to like this video. It takes just a quick second. Make sure to like that video and let's get started. So the stock market was a mixed bag today. The S&P 500 finished just barely down 0.23%, but the day started absolutely brutal. The futures last night on Sunday night opened up down 5-6%. We thought we were going to hit a circuit breaker where they were going to have to halt trading for a little while. It was going to be bloody. The NASDAQ, if you look over here to the right side of your screen, the NASDAQ closed actually in the green, up 0.10%, and the Dow finished just under 1% to the negative, which again, considering how the day started, I feel like that's a big win. One of the biggest news of the day here is Trump firing back at China because China thinks that they can just do whatever they want to do. A lot of these other countries, which I will show you here in a minute, they are starting to cave. They are starting to capitulate. They said, all right, Trump, we've had enough. It is time to finally come to the negotiating table. Isn't that crazy? All the Democrats over the last few days have said, Trump is a madman. He doesn't know what he's doing. These tariffs don't make any sense. Well, if they don't make any sense, then why are the countries coming to the table? Why don't the countries just sit back with their hands folded and just wait for Trump to cave? No, he has seen the chaos, he has seen the market madness, and he has stayed like this. He is like the sun, and everyone is revolving around him, and he is just looking directly at them straight in the face and saying, go ahead, let the market cave. He's like, it's going to be okay in the end. And I know a lot of people are fearful. Sadly, there are some people who are selling their stocks. I would not recommend it. This is not financial advice. But when you have a long-term perspective on what Trump is doing, which we're going to get into here in a second, you're going to understand why. So let's just read this quick thing that he posted earlier about China. He says, yesterday, China issued retaliatory tariffs of 34% on top of their already record-setting tariffs. Non-monetary tariffs, illegal subsidization of companies, and massive long-term currency manipulation. Despite my warning that any country that retaliates against the U.S. by issuing additional tariffs above and beyond their already existing long-term tariff abuse, they will be immediately met with new and substantially higher tariffs. Therefore, if China does not withdraw its 34% increase above their already long-term abuses by tomorrow, April 8th, 2025, the United States will impose an additional tariff of China on 50% effective April 9th, which is just 48 hours away. Additionally, all talks with China concerning their requested meetings with us will be terminated. Negotiations with other countries, which have also requested meetings, will begin taking place immediately. This man knows how to negotiate, and this man knows the game of leverage. When someone calls his bluff, he calls it right back, and like I said, he looks directly in their face without any qualms in his face, and he's saying, hey, this is what we're going to do, and you are going to pay. So the first round of good news that we got today is that the European Union is starting to cave. All right, take a look at this. The European Union has offered 0 for 0 tariffs with the United States. It's working. The European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen is ready to make a quote-unquote good deal.
We stand ready to negotiate with the United States. Indeed, we have offered 0 for 0 tariffs for industrial goods, as we have successfully done with many other trading partners, because Europe is always ready for a good deal, so we keep it on the table. But we are also prepared to respond through countermeasures and defend our interests.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she is going to come up with the gnarliest countermeasures known to man, right? Like, she is just like the toughest negotiator. Give me a break. She had to say that last part there at the end to save a little bit of face. Because on Friday, that Europe was acting big and bad. They're like, no, we're going to respond with Trump. He's going to be sorry that he ever did this. And now she's like, we're prepared to make a good deal. She does not know how to negotiate with this man, Donald J. Trump. He is just the absolute master. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was at the White House today, and he vowed to eliminate the trade deficit with the United States and eliminate all trade barriers. Let's take a look.
I can tell you that I said to the president a very simple thing. We will eliminate the trade deficit with the United States. We intend to do it very quickly. We think it's the right thing to do. And we're going to also eliminate trade barriers, a variety of trade barriers that have been put up unnecessarily. And I think Israel can serve as a model for many countries who ought to do the same. I recognize the position of the United States. It says, we're allowing other countries to put tariffs on us, but we don't put tariffs on them. And, I'm a free trade champion, and free trade has to be fair trade. And I think that's basically the position that you have put forward, Mr. President. We are going to eliminate the tariffs, and rapidly. I can tell you.
I mean, this is exactly what President Trump has called for all along. And, Israel, obviously, President Trump has a great relationship with Netanyahu, but it's still good to hear it being said, because when other countries see someone like Netanyahu say this, they're going to be like, okay, and they are working in the backgrounds of their countries figuring out. More big news on the day. Trump administration will begin negotiations with Japan, led by Secretary Scott Bessent, following Trump's tariff announcements last week. The revelation comes as Trump says Japan is sending a top team to negotiate. Following a very constructive phone discussion with the government of Japan, President Trump has tasked me to open negotiations to implement the president's vision for the new golden age of global trade with the Japanese leader. I'm not going to try to say that name there. Let's take a look at this. Just a quick 20-second video clip.
A lot of our trading partners, including some of our allies, have not been good partners. If tariffs are so bad, why do they have them? Why do they have them? Right? Or if the American consumer is going to pay all the tariff, then why do they care about tariffs?
Right.
Because they're going to eat them. A lot of our not been.
I mean, you guys, that is, again, one of the best points that you could possibly make whenever someone is sitting there trying to say, oh my gosh, tariffs are the most destructive force for an economy. Why do these other countries charge us so much for our goods? Nobody can answer that. When they are charging us for our dairy and our cheese and our milk, why is it okay for them to do that? I have no idea. No, these countries are very smart. I'm actually going to wait so that, because that's a really good little tweet there I want to show you. But there's a reason why these countries put tariffs. And all we're doing is asking to stop getting ripped off by these countries. Now, this next tweet I want to share with you was posted this morning by a really very, very intelligent investor that I follow. And he broke down perfectly Trump's negotiation/tariff strategy. You are going to want to read this along every second with me, because it is just chef's kiss. Like, this is absolutely what Trump is doing. And those of you who can be patient and weather this storm, you're going to come out in a really good spot here. So his name is Arnie Trezzi. He's an Italian guy, really good investor. He says, Trump's tariff war is sublime game theory in action. I believe this is pure genius. Here's why. The premise: Trump wants a no tariff or at least a parity regime. Other countries currently apply much higher tariffs than the USA does. Once again, why are these countries imposing tariffs when if it's so bad and destructive to a country? No, these companies are smart and they are going to figure out how to keep their sales up and how to not push any extra costs to the consumers. So other countries currently apply much higher tariffs. Trump hates this. Trump had two choices to start negotiating. Number one, please remove tariffs on us. Hey guys, hey China, Japan, all of you guys you guys are being really unfair. Can you please not charge us tariffs? That was not going to work. Or number two, I'm going to drop some absurd tariffs on you. Number one would have gone nowhere. But Trump went with number two. And he can do that because the USA is the strongest country in the world. It's also the biggest customer in the world. The USA has the cards, which is all the negotiation leverage. Other countries can react in two ways. Number one, let's negotiate. Or number two, F you, I'm going to add even more tariffs. But Trump is the master deal maker. He can win at least a parity regime if he sits to negotiate. We've all seen Trump in action to negotiate, and nobody does it better. Countries that negotiate officially enter the, let's call it, USA Trade Friends Circle. Inside the circle, countries share a lower friction trade environment, which benefits the network participants. So imagine the people who do come to the table. Trump is going to be like, hey, we're going to treat you guys more fairly. Thank you for coming to the table. And it's producing a scarcity effect on these nations. And when these other countries have FOMO and they know they're going to miss out on some good deals, they're going to start caving even more. And then countries that go with number two, that say, F you, Trump, they're going to declare themselves enemies of the USA, and they are out of the trade cycle. They're out of the circle of trust. Notice, the more countries that join the USA Trade Friend Circle, the more the outside ones will be negatively impacted. The more members in the circle, the more pressure there is for countries to negotiate and join the Friend Circle. Over 50 countries have contacted the Trump administration to begin negotiations. Argentina, Vietnam, India, Israel, Taiwan. They were the first movers, and they're going to get good advantage. They're going to get good advantages here.
Indeed, we have.
What, that video started playing for no reason whatsoever. Anyways, let's continue. Argentina. So these countries are the first ones in the trade circle, and then he says, "Is the plan working?" I'm thinking so. All right. So this is already an incredible start for the Trump administration. And now here are a few posts I wanted to show you to just show you the insane hypocrisy from the left. I think this meme does a great job. It says, market morality. The rich are evil. They hoard everything while we suffer. Eat the rich, burn it all down. And then breaking. Market crashes. Tech stocks wiped out. Wait, what? No, my tech stocks, my trust fund. It's a lot of liberals that sadly we know. Another form of hypocrisy or example of hypocrisy here. Andrew Yang in 2019 posted, so today or the other day he posted, I have never seen so much value destroyed deliberately. This is the worst leadership ever. And in 2019 he said this, the bottom 80% of Americans own 8% of stock market wealth and the bottom half own essentially zero. Anyone who pays attention to stock prices as their barometer of how Americans are doing is missing how most people live. So which one is it, Andrew Yang? Is Trump destroying the American economy because the stock market is tanking for a few weeks? Or is your 2019 version of yourself the one that is the correct one? I think we all know. And then he said, and this guy is quoting, these other liberals. Oh, Trump is working to enrich the billionaires. Meanwhile, look at all of the net worth loss by all of these big-time billionaires. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg. All these people have lost billions of dollars. Elon Musk has lost nearly $130 billion this year alone, at least in value, right? He's not like suddenly broke or poor, but in terms of the value of his stocks, it has fallen immensely. So no, Trump is not sitting here trying to just, he is not sitting here just trying to focus on the billionaires and giving them, breaks or whatever. We're not going to watch this entire video, but I want to show you more hypocrisy. What Senator Schumer was saying so many years ago about China. Look at this. He actually advocated for a 27.5% tariff on China in 2005. How does that work? He literally said, it says to the Chinese that their unfair trade policies have got to end. The Chinese have enjoyed a huge trade surplus with the U.S. every year, and it gets larger and larger. Well, what changed, Chuck? What changed? Let's take a look at a few of his comments.
It says to the Chinese, enough already. It says to the Chinese that their unfair trade policies have got to end. It says to the Chinese, this is a shot across your bow. Reform, because if you don't, there are going to be dramatic consequences throughout the world, in our country, and in your country as well. The bottom line is very simple, Mr. President. The Chinese have enjoyed a huge trade surplus with the United States, as this chart shows. Every year, it gets larger and larger and larger. Admittedly, some of that trade surplus is due to the rules of free trade.
Wow, Senator Schumer, we fully agree with you. Man, what happened to this Chuck Schumer? That is hilarious. Anyways, if you want to go watch that entire video there, go to Kanoka the Great. I want to keep this video a little bit shorter for you guys so you just get the quick hitting of like what's going on right now. But anyways, please let me know your thoughts on this trade war. Let me know your thoughts on Trump's strategy if you still trust him. I know that I do. And if you just stick this out a little bit longer, our country is going to come out of this on top in a big way, and it's going to be amazing. So please like this video if you want it to get out there, or share it with somebody who you feel like needs to see it. And if you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Just click that little subscribe button. And if you want to get notifications, tap the bell icon. And as soon as we publish new videos, they will get sent right to your phone. So have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon.